So welcome to you all. 88 delegates from a lot of different countries. In particular, welcome to the 2 New Zealanders. I see Ronald is not here yet, but is that Brendan there? Yeah, thought so. So that's quite a distance to come. This is actually more people than we had last time in Princeton. I checked my notes. Last time we claimed 84, but I could also see we counted the spouses back then. This is spouse-free count. So thank you for supporting this event. We enjoy it very much. I think it's an outstanding opportunity to network and share with our customers and in between you. We have, as usual, brought a lot of staff here. Can all the dialoguers just please rise for a moment so you can identify them? So here's your opportunity to chat them up in the bar and attack them with all sorts of problems you might have and wishes for the future. And so they might remember some of it if you do it early in the evening. Vibeke Ullmann and Irina Balako is sort of the administrative part of this conference, so if you have any kind of problems, Vibeke is down there at the back, and Irina is outside at the registration desk. So just let them know, and we'll find a way to solve whatever problem. There might be a limit, though. So most of you have probably already discovered that this hotel is temporarily dry. But we had a solution to that problem. We have every night a Speak Easy Club. And to the Americans, that is something to do with the way back when liquor was not allowed. They had clubs, and the Speak Easy Club was sort of a hidden sign that here was the place you could get alcohol. But this is it. It's in the Wilson Room. It's in the main aisle just across from where you get up from the dining area. And it'll be open to midnight. And I had to purchase the stock on my private credit card. So please find ways to pay for your consumption before you leave. I think we have a sponsor for tonight's bar, so that's probably a free bar tonight. So that's, I think, Tony, who was offering that. So thank you. But the other night, we don't know yet, so you might be prepared to pay in cash. Some of you are only day guests, and if you want to hang on and maybe have dinner here, there are tickets available, but there are not very many of them. So see Irina about that, and she'll tell me if it's more than 5 or 6 of you, and we have to do serious stuff. Okay, so the program. Yesterday is past. We had a wonderful day with classes all day. And likewise, Wednesday afternoon, we'll also have training classes. Today, it's mainly dialogue, what we are doing, what's been in our current release. The one we had hoped was out. It's not. It will get out shortly after the conference. And what we intend to do with future releases. There's an evening seminar tonight. John Scholes will tell us about complex numbers and why we want them. Because we are putting them into Dyalog APL, and I have never understood these complex numbers. I know you can get a negative square root. If you take that, you'll get a complex number, and that's all I understand. So I'm looking so forward to tonight. I'll be enlightened. And we are going to be here in Einstein, very appropriately. This is the room we are in now. And accompanying persons are welcome for the evening seminar. There's a few changes. There was one more dialogue person who was supposed to be here, and that's Andy Shires. We usually like to show you a new face, at least one new face every year. But Andy was training before he was getting on the plane, and he fell off his bike, so he couldn't come. But he's recovering, and he'll be fine. He'll be with you next year. So we have just reshuffled a few things and it'll probably take some time because I forgot to open Word before. Right, so this is what the afternoon looks like now. If you want to make notes on your own program, I'll just leave it for a minute. The changes are that we put Gary in a plenary. Richard has been moved down here. And the short break that was here has been moved up. So it's just, if you're planning just to go straight into one session, you want to make notes of the new times. And I've already had complaints about it. But that's the way it's going to be. Okay. So I should close that down, I think. Sometimes Microsoft software really works. Okay, Tuesday morning. Both the presenters of tutorials on Tuesday morning thought they'd rather start at 9 o'clock, not 8:30. So what it means is that these two first sessions are just 30 minutes shorter. It doesn't pull the rest of the program through the day. And tonight, as I said, the Speak Easy Club is open from 8 to midnight. Oh, yeah, right. You put that slide in the wrong place about 9 o'clock Tuesday morning. Okay, so Tuesday and Wednesday AM is where we get a tour de force of our customers' applications of Dyalog. And it's always very exciting to see all the different uses. And it's quite daunting, in fact, that they take what we make and then just use it in all sorts of unforeseen ways, and a bit scary too. Tuesday evening, we also have the banquet. There's a cocktail party, or reception, as they call it over here. It's across the main aisle at the same level as here, and there'll be a little musical surprise there. And then at 8 o'clock, we'll wander in a long file down to the banquet room for the banquet at 8 o'clock. And the Speak Easy Club is open after the banquet until 1 o'clock. And Wednesday night, it's also for those who the late leavers, from 8 to midnight. And that's probably going to be a tough job that night because we have to empty the bar. They are not taking any unused bottle back at the liquor store. So do your best. Help us out. There's a questionnaire in your conference pack. Please take time to fill it out. We would like to get feedbacks on the sessions and how to make the conference better. It really helps us. What we got from you last year was really useful. So please hand it in at the reception desk before you leave, or the registration. Okay, so that was all the practical stuff. I'm not going to say much this year. I put myself on a session later in the week. So I'll just sum up a bit of what we've been doing and what we are going to present here. So there's two main themes. And one is catering for the next generation of computing. So you'll hear about multi-core computing, distributed computing, cloud computing, and there's lots of new stuff to look forward in those areas. But Morten will tell you more about that and even show you some of it. He was blasted out of the water last night, but he's recovered. So anybody who saw him in a panic in the bar yesterday will be assured that he's fine this morning. Also, finally, we got around to what we promised you all the way back in 2005 when we got to Dyalog, Morten and I, that we would do our best to create a new generation of APLers. So this year, we have a new online tutorial. It's adapted to Dyalog. It's there. I'll talk a little bit more about that. We have a new APL book. Somebody asked us, can you get an APL keyboard these days? The answer, you'll see in a minute. And we made a worldwide competition. So, the online tutorial is Gary Bergquist's distilled experience of teaching APL for many, many years, thousands of users. He's put all that into an online tutorial that teaches you APL, and then you can mentor people if you set them to study this way. You probably need to talk to them once in a while, but it's available now. It's not polished, it's not totally finished. Not all the sessions are there. We might want to make it look a little bit more fancy, but it's there and the content works. We had a 4-day intern high school kid, and we started him off on the Iverson course. We always do that. He got really sick and tired of that in 2 hours. So I said, why don't we try Gary's online tutorial? And he got really excited. He was supposed to be there 4 days. He asked permission to come in on the 5th day in the morning before his parents dragged him off. They were going on holiday. But he just wanted to catch the last one. He really, really enjoyed that. So I'm looking so much forward to seeing new young people start using that. There's a new book, almost. This is it. It's taken a long time. We've been promising it for a while, but it has been a huge amount of work. Bernard has done the groundwork based on his many years' experience of teaching APL. Kim Andreasen from SimCorp, Morten and Dan Baronet has then done a huge job making sure that terminology, because the French people, they invent their own words, and some of them had filled that into this book. So we've tried to get a consistent terminology and sort of knowledge that built on top of the previous sections all the way through. And I think they've done an outstanding job. Finally, Peter Donnelly has polished the language, and you all know his beautiful English. So this is a really, really good book. Problem is, it's expensive. We are not going to make money of it. This one has been printed. It's going to cost about £70 to print because it's full color all the way through. If we get enough pre-orders for the first edition, which we want to print, we might be able to do an offset printing, and that should make it cheaper. So have a look at the book, page through it, and I'll get you an offset pricing. I don't have it now because I can see that we can't do digital printing. It's going to be too costly. And let me know if you're interested. I'll also post on Dyalog users when I have the final price. And if you think all of your APLers need a copy, let me know so we can get a cheap print. It's on your memory stick, but remember it's the draft version. So it's the final chapters have not been finalized and polished, and there are some appendices missing, and the index not most. You want an index with a book like this. So, but look at it, browse through it on your memory stick, and come back to us with orders. After that, it'll be available digitally as downloads. Okay. And there's a session Tuesday morning where Bernard and I are going to tell a bit more about the work and the ideas behind the book, how it's built, and what's inside. Yes, and we had this. Can you believe it? An APL keyboard. I'll send it around. It also comes with a price tag. It's actually quite a nice keyboard. Dyalog will be funding the setup of the keyboards because it has to be redone for every national use keyboard. But and you have to order about 10. So if like the Finns can get together and order 10 keyboards, they can get 10 Finnish ones. And I don't know if they want Veli-Matti's or somebody else's keyboard, but it's up to them. And we will fund the layout, and you can buy. And there's no, once a language has been done, there's no repeat fee. You can just keep ordering. So we'll keep a tally on our website what languages are available, and you can just order them. It does help new people. And then this year we had the worldwide APL competition. We've been talking about it for a long time. We announced something last year. Then Brooke and Tony Corsi took it and ran with it. And boy, did something happen. We got it announced. It got sort of viral marketed. So we had 270 downloads, students from universities all over the world. Russia, Korea, China, South Africa, Turkey, France, Holland, Belgium, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, lots from America, and 30 submissions, of which some of them were exceedingly good. And we had a voluntary jury, Robert Pullman, Brian Becker, and was there one more on your? Yeah, Brooke too, but he didn't really do any judging, did he? Yeah, Robert and Brian did most of the work. And they found 3 winners. And the first prize winner is going to be here. I don't think he has arrived yet, but he will be here. Oh, there you are, Ron. Good. So Ron will talk to us tomorrow about winning the APL contest, and we'll have the prize ceremony on Tuesday afternoon. Okay. And then finally, APL the film. You will see Catherine there, videotaping as much as she can get. She'll talk to you a little bit later about the projects she has taken upon her, and she also wants some contributions from you, and she'll also talk to you about that. We think this is a great idea, and we would like to encourage everybody to contribute to Catherine's work. So receive her. She's got a speaker's corner, a room a little down where you can talk to her in private, but she's also willing to work with you outside if you get sort of cramped in a chair. So, documenting the history of APL and the future of it, or at least the people who are creating the future, is a good thing, we think, and we really look forward to the premiere some years from now, hopefully at a Dyalog conference. So welcome to you all. I hope you enjoy Dyalog 09. And I'll hand you over to Morten, who will blow you away with technical stuff.